Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to Zookeeper, our journey to build the best zoo in all of Minecraftia. I'm here atop beautiful Mountain Zoo at the Mount Zoo HQ, and today we're going to do a bit of an update on our creature catching efforts, as well as do a little tour of Mount Zoo HQ. We haven't done that yet, I realized, and you guys can see the base of our operations. I'm on top of the roof here on the third story. This is also called the Roost because it's where we keep our dragons. Wenda, the mother wyvern, is doing very well. She's getting bigger and bigger with each passing moment. I didn't think she would get anywhere near as big as these guys, the dragons. Speaking of which, the cuddle squad over here. For some reason, the dragons love to all cuddle up in one little area and just group together. I'm going to jump on Smaug, my fire dragon, and we are going to fly around, and I'll show you a bit of an aerial view of the zoo. So the original plan was to build it kind of like a ranger station, so that's why it's on these big wooden pillars. They're not made of wool. They're still very flammable though, so we're being very careful with fire, and fire ogres especially. We've got to not fight them around this, or this whole place could go up in flames. Smoke's kind of flapping his wings in the way, but you guys get the idea of what it looks like. It's high above the ground, so we can see this whole area and plan out our zoo accordingly. So this is the Roost, like I said. I have a little trap up here, and I'll talk about that in a minute when we get to our zoo creature catching efforts. My bed is up here, and it's so open not just because we have all these dragons up here that are huge, but also because this is where I want our spawn points to be, our beds, so that when we respawn, we can have emergency supplies, we can jump. Smoke, whoa, you're getting friendly with Wenda over there. But yeah, when we die, we would respawn up here, we'd grab some emergency supplies, and then we could just take off on a dragon. Typically, the dragons will actually teleport to you wherever you respawn, so I wanted it to be open so that they wouldn't accidentally suffocate or something like that. This area down here, the second floor, is pretty open. You can see the cool reflection of the glass with the shaders here. It's not completely finished, obviously. This is probably where we're going to have our library, our enchanting area, brewing, anvil, that sort of stuff. A lot of that is going to be very important, the anvil especially, because we have to make a ton of name tags. And then down on the first floor, this is Ben's wolf. He's just sitting on the stairs guarding it. This is going to be where our lounge area is, and our storage, and where we keep all our supplies. And on this wall, this is going to be a huge map of the area. You can see there's a balcony overlooking, so you guys can get a good look at it, and it doesn't matter what story you're on, you can see the huge map of the place. I kind of wanted to have a ranger station feel, so that's why I did that. This is our makeshift fireplace in the lounge. It's got the fake little fire, thanks to fire ogres dropping those. I thought that would be a bit safer, since I don't want this place to go up in flames. We do have a stone floor down here, just in case it lights on fire. We'll still have the base. And here is the balcony. It's a little disheveled. Parts of it get snow. There's some chests around and stuff like that. Now over here we've got our minecart that takes us all the way down, and I actually have a few creatures that I've caught already. This is Michelangelo, my turtle I got in the swamp nearby. He is huge now. I think he's done growing. If you nickname any of the turtles one of the Ninja Turtle names, they're supposed to have a bandana and weapons. Like he would have nunchucks and an orange bandana on, but it's not, the skin's not working in this version of the game. But yeah, if you actually kill one with one of those names, I think they drop the weapon of choice, so that's how you could get nunchucks and katana and stuff. And this is Brongo, my leopard here. I named him after a character in Dragon Quest V. There's a cool little spotted like saber-tooth thing in that. So yeah, I'm going to take the minecart down, and I'm going to talk about our efforts. So I started compiling a list of all the creatures we're going to need to tame, and the monsters and everything. And I got through the vanilla ones, and there are a lot. There are 102 vanilla creatures, just vanilla ones that we're going to need to get. That's not counting any Mo creatures. So yeah, we've got our work cut out for them. You can see them all here. A lot of them are variations. Like there's 35 types of horses, just the vanilla horses that we have to get. I want to get all the variations of every creature. That includes dogs, the wolves with every different collar color, all the different cats, stuff like that, the villagers. Now, you might notice a few things on here. We've already got a couple animals and stuff right now, like our silver skeleton down here. He's still doing good. Hey, Sniffles. How you doing, buddy? He probably hates us. He looks at me with spite every time I check on him. But there's a few things on the list, including the vanilla skeleton and zombie horse, giants, things like that that we actually can't get. So this is another thing I wanted to get the opinion of you guys, the viewers, on, because I want to know, should we put things that we can't get in vanilla in the zoo? Now, I want a complete zoo, and I'm hoping that you guys are cool with us later on when we have everything more built. I'd like to spawn in things like a giant so we can actually have that in the zoo, even though we can't normally get one in vanilla. Now, I know that goes against the, the kind of mantra of this series is we want to do everything in vanilla if we can, as much as we can. A few minor things I would like to do afterwards, like once the zoo is built, I want to put like the different biomes in, so like the jungle portion actually looks like a vibrant jungle, things like that, but that's more aesthetic changes. So this is kind of a big deal. I have to figure out what we're going to do with certain creatures we can't get. But yeah, we have a ton of them that we have to get just for vanilla, and it's going to be pretty crazy, but I'm excited. Another thing, baby animals. I'd like to have baby animals in the zoo, but unfortunately they grow up after a few days. So I would like to use commands to spawn in babies. Once we actually have like the mother and father pig, and you know, we have a couple of them, I'd like to put the babies in there, because if you spawn in a creature and you put its age to a certain number, it will never grow up. So we'll have perma babies that we can have. The underside of Mount Zoo HQ, as you can see by this creeper, still spawns a few things. We have to light it up. Ben, I have to mention the Heart Ben, my buddy, who's helping me with the zoo stuff. He's on this journey as well with us. He built the majority of this so far. We pretty much discussed what we wanted it to look like, and I built these 4 huge pillars. They took a bit. I actually used the mega taiga trees, the huge redwood trees, and I stacked them a few times to get the pillars up this high. But pretty much the rest of it, I think I did the flooring on the balcony, but he built the walls and the inside so far. He's been doing a lot of work on this. So yeah, he's been busy building. He's also built like a farm down here. He's been building a lot of stuff. Eventually this will probably all have to go, because other than Mount Zoo HQ, all this down here is eventually going to be the buildings area for the zoo, and we'll probably have the village over there where the real village is, stuff like that. Another creature we'll have to spawn in is the green villager, because we can't get that normally. So yeah, I'd like to have those in the zoo, but I want to make sure you guys are cool with that as well, because I know it's another thing that we're changing from the original idea of what the zoo is going to be. But you know, if we want to have everything in there, I think it would be good to get some of these creatures you can't get normally. So yeah, we've been working hard on this, and I think I'm pretty much ready to start planning out where each thing's going to go. I'd like to have like a farm area for farm animals, stuff like that, and we can go about starting to get the bases built of our structures and then getting the creatures in there. Because like I said, we have a few, but we have a lot to catch, of course. So yeah, we are going to work a little bit more on Mount Zoo HQ, but I think the base structure is mainly done. We might spice it up a little bit and add the other features that I was talking about, but it's mostly here. Now the one thing I wanted to mention, this glass tank up here, I'm going to land real quick. We should be safe, but I might as well sleep. This is a tank that I built because a lot of mice were spawning up here. It's one of the only things that spawns in our base, weirdly enough. But I caught a white mouse and I put it in this tank. I built a little like tank to store it, and I tried to name it Science after the mouse in Adventure Time, Princess Bubblegum's mouse, and it would not let me, because mice you actually have to right-click to pick up, and if you try to right-click it with a name tag, I think a creeper blew up here, if you try to right-click it with a name tag, it will actually just pick the mouse up, so you can't name it. Now that's another issue that we didn't anticipate that we're going to have to deal with, so I'll have to find a way. If anyone knows a way to use name tags on mice, otherwise they're going to despawn, so we really need to figure out a way to do that. I don't think there's too many other creatures, like things like bunnies and other birds, things that you actually pick up. You can tame them in Mo Creatures and give them names, so that's not an issue. But there are a few creatures, I'm sure, that we're going to have to worry about, like the mouse. I also want to get like charged creepers and spider jockeys and things like that. Hopefully chicken jockeys. Rare variations, they're going to be very hard to get in the zoo, but they will be possible, so I'm going to go for that. A charged creeper is going to be insane. We have to get a creeper to get struck by lightning, so that feels almost impossible. Maybe I'll just build a chamber, fill it with creepers, and then, you know, we'll have to name all of them so they don't despawn, but hopefully a lightning strikes in there eventually and turns one into a charged creeper. Creepers are going to be so dangerous to transport though, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. So things are going good here. As always, if you have name suggestions, especially for vanilla creatures, we get a lot of name suggestions for dragons and ogres and things like that, but not as many for the vanilla creatures. It looks like BMO has killed a skeleton or something, or it just died because there's some free arrows. Anyways, but yeah, things are doing good. Let me know what you think about, you know, mice, how we can tame them if you have any ideas, stuff like that. And of course, weigh in on baby animals and animals that we can't spawn in, and monsters and stuff like that. If you want to see them in the zoo, I will try to put them in as well, probably towards the end when we're done with most of the survival stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for your patience. We filmed the Adventure Time episodes on the same server, so I switched out the map, so that's why there hasn't been a Zookeeper episode in a while, but we are back at it full force. So I will see you guys next time for more Zookeeper, and hopefully you're looking forward to more Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you then. Goodbye. Scary dragons, they love to cuddle up. So I'm going to give you guys a nice aerial view of Mountain Zoo HQ, and...